Hi, my name is Crystal Baker. My husband is the administrative pastor here at the church, and I have two wonderful boys, Ian and Morgan, who go here. Today, I just want to share a little bit of my story and why I'm being baptized today. A few months ago, my husband and I went to a class about how to share your faith. And at the end of the class, we were presented with a measuring tape. The teacher, he asked us to get our measuring tape out, and he said, I want you to move over to the number that represents the age you were when you were saved. And so I got my tape out, and I just looked at it, and became kind of angry and frustrated a little bit. Just looking at it. So, I saw everyone around me moving over, and the teacher said, now tear it off. I was confused. I didn't know what age to move over to. So I just folded it up and put it in my purse, and afterwards we left, and we were in the truck, and I looked over at Ivan and I said, I didn't know what age to tear off on that tape. And so we just started having a conversation, and he said, well, what age were you saved? And I said, well, I prayed a prayer as a child, but I know I didn't get saved because I was only doing it because my mom wanted me to. And I prayed a prayer as an adult. But the truth was, both of the times that I prayed those prayers, I was in rebellion of God, both times. The truth was that God wasn't going to tell me what to do. So I kind of, started to panic a little bit, and God calmed me down. And He brought my mind to this moment. Several years ago, when I was at home, I went by a mirror, and I stopped and I looked at myself in the mirror, and all I had was disgust for what I was seeing. And I looked at that mirror, and I was talking to myself, and I said, I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you and your ways and you being in control. So I turned away from the mirror, and I looked up to God. And I opened my hands, and I said, God, I'm giving you my life. I'm tired of being in control. I'm tired of being in rebellion of you. I'm tired of being in control of religion, telling me how I need to be and how I need to act. I know you have a better plan for me than I have for myself. So that's the day of my salvation. That's the day I presented God with me. I said, here I am. I'm scared. I don't know what you have for me, but I'm trusting you with everything that I have left. And that was the day of my salvation. And so in the truck, I was still going through a conversation in my mind with God, and I thought, but God, if that was the day of my salvation, what about all those times that I had encounters with you before that day? And He calmed me, and He said, child, Crystal, I was pursuing you. Those were very real moments. And I understood why the last several years I had been feeling the nudge that I needed to be baptized. And I am super excited to share my faith with you guys, and how I came to that faith, how I believed a false gospel that if I prayed a prayer but was still in rebellion of God, I was saved, and it just wasn't true. When you accept Jesus, He doesn't go into a little pocket of your heart and you get to continue to live however you want to live and do anything you want to do. And to be honest, I would never have said it out loud, but I hated God. I was angry at Him, and I hated Him. And you can't be saved and hate God. When I believed the real gospel and I accepted the gift that Jesus had given us by dying on the cross, I accepted Jesus into my life to do what he wants to do, that's the true gospel. The true gospel enters your life, changes it, and you're giving over to Jesus. You give up your life for him. And so today I'm excited to be baptized. I'm excited to share this moment with all of you because I truly love everyone in this church. And I'm excited to share this with you. And at the same time, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one who grew up in church and thinking that if I prayed a prayer and didn't give my life to Jesus, that I was saved. So I'm not asking you to doubt your salvation. I'm asking you to ask yourself some questions. Did I just pray a prayer, but my heart was in total rebellion and still is? Are you angry at God? Have you in your mind told God, you're not telling me what to do? Have you just been following religion's rules? Just been reading your Bible when you're told to do it, or just attending church so that you can say you did and look good in the community? When you have the true gospel, when you are truly saved, there's a desire in your heart to learn more about this God. And there's a desire to learn more about salvation, about why he did what he did. Do you have that? And if not, there are tons of people in this church who would love to share with you the true gospel. The gospel that truly saves. The gospel that's not just praying a prayer and never living it out in your life. For me, I was able to go to elders of our church and I was able to ask questions. I was able to go to them and say, is this correct? Is what I'm listening to correct? Where should I begin reading? And so elders are available. Anyone on our staff would be glad to share this with you, but there's lots of other people. Do not stay in your questions. Get your questions answered. I love you, church.